Welcome to another episode of Inside IALR. Thanks for listening and joining us today. I want to share a really cool story that you'll get to hear from two brothers who recently completed the ATDM program. This is an awesome story of the impact that this program is having, not just on individuals, but on entire families, where we're seeing more and more siblings who both go through the program, or we've even seen three siblings go through the program, either at different points or together, and the impact that that is having on their career trajectories. Again, not just as individuals, but entire families, the economic impact that this program is making. But this story is especially cool to me. So these two brothers are Cedric and Ethan Bond, who you will hear from in a minute. Their oldest brother is on a aircraft carrier right now on deployment. So they are going to work in a field they'll both be at Newport News Shipyard. Cedric and Ethan will. Their work directly contributes to the tools and the resources, being aircraft carriers and submarines and ships and those types of things, that their brother uses and relies on in his active duty military career. So that's very cool to see that direct connection where they can understand the direct impact of what they're doing. If this is your first time hearing about ATDM, just a quick rundown of that. ATDM is short for Accelerated Training in Defense Manufacturing. It basically takes adult learners with zero previous manufacturing experience, or in some cases very little, and prepares them for a defense manufacturing career in 4 months. So it's 600 hours over 4 months. Scholarships cover tuition and housing, so students don't have that barrier. There is training three shifts a day. So we have students training here 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, basically 50 weeks a year. This program is designed to be hands-on and fast-paced, and it is designed so that students fresh out of high school can come. We've had plenty of those where it's 18-year-olds with no previous career experience to speak of. And we've had people in their 60s who have had multiple other career pathways and decide that they want to contribute to our national defense in a new way as their last career step. Everywhere in the middle of that, there's people who have decades of previous career experience in other fields. There's people who are in manufacturing already and decide to switch which part of manufacturing. There will be companies sometimes who send their employees through to upskill them. There's all different ways, all different types of ATDM students, I should say. Again, this is a moment to hear from Cedric Bond and Ethan Bond from Colorado. Both graduated from ATDM, now going to work at Newport News Shipyard. And without further ado, we will turn it over to them. This interview was conducted the day of Ethan, his graduation, on May 8th. And this interview was conducted by myself and Daniel Dalton, our producer. Thanks for always producing some great content. So without further ado, here we go.
I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
And I'm Cedric Bond, also from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Tell us about how, basically, your career and education experience before ATDM. What happened before you got here?
I went to the University of Wyoming, got a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering, graduated back in 2022, and then went straight into an engineering position out in Colorado. Did that for a while and realized that the reason why I went to school was to build things. And though I was an engineer at the company that I was working for, I wasn't really scratching that itch. And that's when I found out from my dad about build subs. Then that led me down a rabbit hole to ATDM, where I graduated back in December.
And which track did you go through?
I did CNC machining.
Ethan, how about you?
So I discovered the program through my brother, who discovered it through our dad. Yeah, I had experienced 6 or 8 years in sales and marketing. I went to the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley, Colorado, with a business degree undergrad. And I did, like I said, 6 or 8 years in sales and marketing positions, and discovered really last year that that's not the where I wanted to spend the majority of my career. And so I wanted something really hands-on, something that I can point to and be proud of. And I was looking into trades and looking into trade schools, and talked to several friends of mine in construction trades and various subsequent things like that. And they said, hey, welding is very needed, very, very needed in the marketplace. We need welders. And so I talked to my brother. He had said, hey, ATDM, the program that I'm going to later this year, has a welding program. And so I applied and got accepted, and it's been awesome.
So you applied before he finished.
I applied before he started, because of how quick these go. I mean, it's crazy. He started in August, so I had been accepted in July, and so I knew I was coming when he was about to leave to go, and so I got to kind of see it through his eyes a little bit. Obviously, CNC and welding is a little bit different, but yeah, I got kind of a closer view than most people before I started.
And tell me, for both of you, what are you doing now?
I am working at Newport News Shipbuilding as a nuclear engineer doing refueling operations.
And I just accepted a job at Newport News Shipbuilding, and so I'll be one of their welders, one of their 9,000 welders. That's what they say how many they have. So yeah, between 8,500 and 9,000. So
are you guys gonna be roommates, or how's that gonna go?
Didn't plan ahead.
did not think
my
about
apartment barely fits me. We would have to alternate breathing. Yeah. So
no. Maybe in a year when our leases go up. Maybe in a year if we're still there. But right now, I'll be looking at apartments this weekend. So.
And I heard that y'all's older brother is in the Navy. So tell me about how does that affect? I mean, basically, you guys would see the impact of what you do. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I would say it's incredibly meaningful, the work that we're able to do. Yeah, our brother is currently on the USS Abraham Lincoln on deployment. He's a fighter pilot in the Navy, so he flies F-18 Super Hornets. And yeah, so it's a very, very easily to pinpoint the importance of the work that we're doing and how it could affect our brother and then all of the people that he's on the ship with. And so it's incredibly meaningful, and it's really cool that Cedric and we didn't get the opportunity to serve our country, directly in the military, but now we have an opportunity to indirectly serve. Someone at this program told me something that really resonated with me. We get to protect those who protect us, and so that's about as meaningful as it gets. And so we're excited for that.
Yeah. Tell me about y'all's experience in the ATDM program. What was it like for you guys? How did those 4 months go?
It was a great experience. I would say I didn't really know what to expect going in. I mean, from day one, excellence was at the forefront. And everyone was happy to be there and excited to be there. And so every day we showed up to do something for free and use a $250,000 machine and learn by mistakes or by success. But I certainly failed many times, but that wasn't that big of a deal. It was just, you mess up, let's try again. Here's another piece of stock. Go ahead and try it again. I certainly broke a couple of things as well, because you're learning and learned a ton about myself. And yet I also learned that despite all of the mistakes, you can get through it and come out the end with 6 CNC certifications and lifelong friendships, which that one came with a total surprise. So.
It was awesome. It was, I kind of came in with the idea that it was going to be really tough, and I knew that it would be as tough. Part of it was the program's going to be tough, but I knew that I could choose, if I chose the hard route and chose to really, really challenge myself to get everything I could out of this program, then I knew I'd be able to do it. And so it was awesome. Graduating with 10 certifications. It was incredibly hard work to learn a completely new trade, something that I had never, ever done before. Never picked up any sort of welder, didn't know anything about it. Did a little bit of research before, but you just don't know it until you do it. And so the instructors were incredible. They're just teaching the basic knowledge to the really high-end stuff towards the end, and just everything in between. It was fantastic and great. Like he said, great friendships, great crew, of people, friendly competition of we're all fighting for the most certifications in class and the highest grades and all of that. And
Did you get the most certifications?
I tied for the most. Yeah,
And he got the highest grade.
I did get the highest grade by 0.02%. I found out yesterday. And it's almost meaningless at this point because we all graduated. But I get to rub it in their faces. So.
Yeah, now that you guys have both gone through, once your brother comes out of the Navy, you can send him through. But when you talk about this program now to people you meet in the community, what is going to be kind of your pitch of who should come to ATDM and why?
I mean, I've had the opportunity to talk to a couple of people that have been wondering what to do in the crossroads that they find themselves. And my pitch to them is, number one, do you like getting your hands a little dirty? Do you like doing mechanical things or touching the work that you're actually doing, not just sitting down and typing at a computer? If you like that, if you like to build or really use your hands, then ATDM might be the thing for you. And the big kicker is that, number one, I mean, you can just apply and see if you get in. There's a very low, you're not taking a huge risk by applying, number one. Yeah, not a crazy application fee, and then you're not paying like $50,000 in 2 years just to get, a bunch of certifications. Here, you come here and in 4 months and for free, you've gotten however many certifications depending on your program, and this program is actively, they're like, please get a job. Here's all of these opportunities to get a job, and we're going to help you, refine your resume. We're going to help you respond to, these inquiries. Like, you're not alone. You will get a job if you want a job, and if you don't, it's all up to you. And this is entirely up to you. You got, like, ATDM provides so much opportunity, and we get to just take it and add like a zero risk. So if anyone's looking for that and doesn't know what to do in this crossroads, loves mechanic or touching stuff, ATDM is most likely for you.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like what he said about crossroads. If you're at a crossroad in your career, consider ATDM and see, what specifically, the specific tracks that the ATDM offers, and see, if it fits. And again, if you like getting your hands dirty and doing the hard work, hands-on, ATDM absolutely could be for you. A lot of our classmates when we were here are right out of high school, but we had the unique position of graduating a four-year university, and the difference from a four-year university and ATDM is crazy. And I don't know if you would agree with me, but the whole thing about the jobs, I mean, ATDM is so that's the most important thing. Hey, you're getting this done, all these certs done, go get a job, and here's all of the ways we can help you do that. And every single day in class, it's, hey, the specific thing we're learning is going to help you in 4 months, in this specific job in 4 months. And so it's all very, very directly related. And for your university, it's more indirect. It's more, okay, this is kind of it's more metaphorical, and just like, this could help here, this could help there, but it's very clear. It's very clear that the specific hands-on learning and then what we'll be doing in the field.
And I'll just add that, this, I think, proves just the fact that we both have 4-year degrees, yet we still came here and needed something like this to help in our journey to where we're ultimately going. And so for someone who is trying to figure out whether they do go to university or, to a trade school, maybe you do eventually, but this kind of program seems to be a lot more valuable and necessary to accomplishing the goals that you might be trying to accomplish.
Yeah, no, that's really cool to hear y'all's story, and to see brother follow brother through the program. And I was just doing the math on that. You started like 2 weeks after he finished. Then basically you had Christmas break.
Christmas break. Then I was here. Yeah.
But yeah, to see y'all both go through the program, and then with obviously your other brother being, you see the mission of what y'all are doing very, very clearly. That's really cool.
If ATDM was around before or during 4-year college degrees, you mentioned like ATDM being hard work, getting your hands dirty kind of thing. Is that something that your college self would have identified with, like that kind of work? or do you think, kind of like people think about their decisions, they reflect on their life, like, oh, everything I've done has led me to this point now. So do you think that ATDM, if it was introduced earlier in your lives, would you have made the same choices as far as like the certain track that you went into? Or doing it at all?
It's a great question. I would say I probably wouldn't have considered it. It came into my life at the perfect time. It really did. And every job that I had, there was specific things that I took away from it, and that I even now don't know exactly how it all is going to fit together. I am very interested in leadership, and I can see myself being in a position of leadership, and I know that four-year university will help that, and all the experience I've had up till now will help that. But before, I didn't consider a trade until the last year, and there's a longer story of kind of why I ended up in that mindset of, okay, I'm tired of having work that can be that can have four people look at the same work and everyone has a different opinion on the level of that work. And I wanted something hands-on that it's either good or it's bad, and it's clear. My welds, well, yeah, we do have NDT. There's processes to see if this is good or bad work. And I didn't like the grade scale, the shade of gray of this is, it's up to interpretation whether something's good or bad. I wanted something hands-on. And I wouldn't have been able to communicate that communicate that clearly even 3 years ago. I needed to have the experience in the marketplace that I did to make, to come to the place that I came to last year and be like, nope, I've realized now what I'm looking for. And so it kind of came into my life at the perfect time for me.
I kind of have a similar story. I don't think I would have appreciated ATDM in college. I had to have come out of college and had the experiences and the dissatisfaction of those experiences to start to look for ATDM. If ATDM had been presented to me at that point in college, I probably would have just brushed it off. And I wouldn't have known the importance of it because I hadn't experienced the need for it when I ultimately started applying for jobs and didn't I realized that my mechanical engineering degree would not actually get me far enough to pursuing and doing the work that I wanted to do. So that what if, it's hard to really put yourself there. I'm thankful for it coming to me when it did. I can say that at least.
Is there anything else that you would want to add or think it's important that people know about ATDM and your experience in the program?
I would just reiterate what I mentioned earlier of come to ATDM to serve those who serve us, which is our military. And I think a lot of people search for meaning in their work. And a lot of people it's hard to find. And I've searched for meaning in my previous jobs, and a lot of those jobs I wasn't able to find meaning. And this is really meaningful. And so, come to ATDM.
Yeah. If you like hard work, come here, improve yourself, and launch yourself into the future from here. And I'll also add, our brother-in-law is a Marine, and he the Navy's taxi cab to the Marine Corps, and so there's also that. It's not just my brother, our older brother, but there's a lot more. And I think most people either know someone who's in the military and we really have the ability to impact random people that we'll never meet and those that we hold dear, and make sure that they come back.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
At IALR, we're training people for careers supporting the construction and maintenance of ships and submarines. ATDM, or Accelerated Training in Defense Manufacturing, gets students ready for defense manufacturing careers in just 16 weeks. Skills like machining, welding, additive manufacturing, non-destructive testing, and metrology. The best part? Most graduates land great jobs right away. If you want a fast track to a career with impact, check out atdm.org.